Why are they mentioned? Why are the sons of Korach mentioned that, and their symbolic statement is that they didn't die? Further, we see that later on when they talk about the tribe of Yehuda, it says, Bnei Yehuda er ve'onan v'yamat er ve'onan be'eretz Canaan. That in the tribe of Yehuda, they already go back hundreds and hundreds of years to the time of Yehuda, the original Yehuda, the son of Yaakov, who had several sons, and his Onan were the first two sons that were mentioned. And it says, Onan died in the land of Canaan. Now, they didn't just die a week ago, or a year ago, or even 50 years ago, or even in Egypt. They died before Yaakov ever went to Egypt, but yet they're mentioned here that they did die. Now, a lot of people died in those hundreds of years. You don't have all of those names mentioned. And it's interesting that the Torah mentions that the Onan did die, whereas the sons of Korach did not die. Now, one of the things we saw b'siyata d'ishmaya in the past is that there is a connection between this briti shalom, this peace that a person has, versus that Pinchas is being gifted with, to these two exceptional statements made about people that that we heard about in the past, but we thought that the story about them was over. We're reminded that the sons of Korach didn't die, and we're reminded that the sons of Yehuda did die. And one of the main significant differences between the two is that when it comes to the acts of each one of them, they both started with sins. The sons of Korach chased their father's advice, chased honor, chased kavod, chased money, chased everything that unfortunately many people till this day are chasing. And Korach and anyone that followed him went to Gehenom. But yet the sons of Korach abandoned their father's false beliefs, abandoned their father's desire for leadership and honor, and did TeShuva in the last minute. And the Torah has a special place for them to remind us that because they did TeShuva, because they repented and abandoned their bad ways before it was too late, they did not die. Not only they didn't die back then, but they lived for eternity. Till this day, they're in Olam Haba, they're in Gan Eden, whereas their father and anyone else that followed him is in Gehenom. On the other hand, Er ve'onan, that the Midrash tells us were only young, 8-year-old kids. I mean, technically to us they're kids, but in those days, of course, people age differently, as we see from the story of Rivka and some of the other people that are mentioned in the Torah, where they aged very, very differently and grew up very differently. But nonetheless, when they made the sin of wasting seed, HaKadosh Baruch Hu simply decided to kill them. Apparently, even before Matan Torah, there was a logical law in creation that HaKadosh Baruch Hu instituted into the world, that wasting seed is in essence antithetical to this life, antithetical to existence, and evil in the eyes of HaShem, and therefore Er and Onan, who did not do TeShuva, they ended up dying. And their death is not just during their time, their death is mentioned again in the Torah. In essence, we see that the sons of Korach that seem to have had a more difficult test, a test of money, a test of honor, a test of anything that you could possibly desire, they did TeShuva, and because of that, they had, in essence, that peace that exists till this day, the peace that Pinchas earned through zealousness, the peace that all of us wish we had, whereas Er and Onan, who did not do TeShuva, simply lost everything. Shalom V'chai, everybody. We're back here in the United States after 6 extraordinary weeks in Eretz Yisrael, the Holy Land. We saw extraordinary things there. The beauty of the Kotel, the beauty of the land itself, and of course, the extraordinary beauty of the Chachamim. A huge event where several thousand people showed up to honor the Torah alongside us, and also hear the wisdom of Gedolei Ador, was what we started the trip with. But along the next several weeks, we got to meet many other Chachamim, spoke in many different places, kollels, yeshivot, Beit Knesset. And we got to see some of the most extraordinary things I've ever seen in my life. But one of the things that we did see that is not as exactly as exciting is the spiritual poverty that's in Eretz Yisrael in certain places. Places like Tel Aviv, places that people are walking the streets without having a concept of what modesty is, without having a concept of who the God of Israel is, without even having a concept that the fact that they're stepping on holy ground. These are our holy brothers and sisters that we've dedicated our life to help to get them closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And one of the things that we're doing in the United States, in Australia, in Canada, in England, and many other places around the world. Baruch HaShem, we've succeeded in doing it. But one of the other things that we did see is also that there's a material poverty. A material poverty is simply so abundant, so extraordinary, that it breaks your heart. We're sitting in our house when the next door neighbor decided to pass by to say hello, and while they were saying hello, they asked us if we have any extra toys because they simply couldn't afford to buy their kids any toys. Of course, my kids gave them their toys, and Baruch Hashem, we got to fulfill the mitzvah, but there are thousands upon thousands of these types of families. Families of chachamim, families of tzaddikim that simply have poverty as a standard way of living. These are the types of families that we've dedicated our lives to help as well. Over the last few years, we've helped tens of thousands of people to feed them during the holidays, to get them toys, to get them clothes, to get them beds, to get them whatever we possibly can. During this trip, we also lost a very dear friend, one of our partners in the distribution, a very dear friend of ours, Giveret Ital, that really dedicated her life to helping Am Yisrael. We're going to miss her, but as a dedication to her, as a dedication for Klal Yisrael, and as another way to honor our Kadosh Baruch Hu, we're continuing to do our food distribution as well as our spiritual distribution. We need your help. This time of the year is Rosh HaShana, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, the high holidays. These are the times where most people donate the most of their money during this time of the year because they need the righteous judgment. They need the good judgment. They need to be blessed with a new child, with financial success, with a health miracle, with all types of issues. And Baruch Hashem, people know that the blessings of the Mezakei HaRabim, people that have dedicated their life to helping Am Yisrael, those blessings get a special VIP treatment in Shamayim. Over the years, we've had many people tell us how each and every single one of their blessings that they received from us was fulfilled during that year. And as a result of their donations, they got many, many more folds of blessings than they could ever imagine. Please partner with us during this time of the year. Be generous and also be understanding that this is the time where every single one of us gets judged and every one of us needs a little help. If we help HaKadosh Baruch Hu's children, spiritually and materially, there is no doubt in my mind that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will also help us as well. Thank you very much for all of your support over the years. May Hashem continue to bless you, and BeEzrat Hashem, we will all have a Shana Tova.
ידידיי ואהוביי, אחיי ואחיותיי היקרים, אם שמתם לב, ארגון בעזרת השם פעיל במשך כל השנה. הפעילות שלו מתבצעת במישור הגשמי והרוחני. זאת אומרת, לדאוג לאחינו בית ישראל, גם לנשמה וגם לגוף. ישנם אנשים שעניים בתורה. ישנם אנשים שעניים מבחינה כלכלית. לקחנו על עצמנו את התפקיד הקשה לדאוג גם מבחינה רוחנית וגם מבחינה גשמית לכלל ישראל בארץ ובעולם. ברוך השם, עד היום נעזרו על ידינו עשרות אלפי אנשים. משפחות נזקקות, לא רק מבחינה רוחנית, גם מבחינה גשמית, אם זה סלים בחגים, אם זה אוכל, אם זה שתייה, אם זה עזרה בעניינים רפואיים, בכל דבר ועניין שהיה נרתמנו לעזור, והחידוש הגדול שלא על מנת לקבל פרס. בלי אחוזים, בלי עניינים, עוד הפוך. ראשי הארגון באים ותורמים מכספם את כל מה שצריך כדי לבוא ולעזור לעם ישראל. זה הארגון היחיד שאני יכול לבוא ולהעיד שכולו לשם שמיים. לכן ידידיי ואהוביי, אנחנו מבקשים את עזרתכם לבוא ולהמשיך להפוך את העולם למקום יותר טוב, הן מבחינה רוחנית, הן מבחינה גשמית. ואנחנו בקמפיין הקבוע שלנו לימים נוראים, לפני החגים, שאנחנו באים ודואגים לאלפי אנשים בסלי מזון, בעזרה לחגים ובשאר מצרכים. לצורך זה פתחנו בקמפיין גיוס המונים של עזרה לנזקקים, ועוד קמפיין של תמיכה כללית בפעילות הארגון שנלחם במשך כל השנה בכוחות הרע, בעניינים של כפירה, בהפצת תורה ויהדות. כל מי שירצה לבוא ולהיות שותף, כאן בדף הזה של הקמפיין, מוזמן לבוא ויקבל ברכת שמיים, שכל משאלות לבכם יתקיימו לטובה. שנה טובה ומתוקה, שנה טובה ומבורכת, ארגון בעזרת השם.